All right, all right, all right. And just like that, we are back. Welcome to episode number 35 of Co-Video Live TV. Today is, I always got to check the calendar, April 29th, Wednesday, April 29th. Before I go anywhere, I guess somebody's taking the thermometer out of here. I feel pretty good. Usually before the show starts, I do a quick temporal scan for the safety of our guests tonight. But I was feeling pretty good. Checked it earlier, so I've been fever-free for a while. Feeling good. All right. Some people may have noticed the last-minute change in schedule. Yesterday, I had a show. Episode 35 was to appear yesterday, Tuesday. Was moved to Wednesday. We're not going to be on for a show tomorrow for Thursday. That was planned in advance. But going forward, we're going to be slipping to a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday episode schedule. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Mark your calendars. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the foreseeable future. Again, welcome to episode number 35. We got some guests lined up for you. We are using now Zoom for what it's worth. I don't know, a little inside information. And we had a little issue at the last minute. That's why we're running a couple minutes behind schedule. But things seem to be good. Safely ensconced in the virtual green room is our first guest. Let me bring up his audio here and hit the guest in button. Hello, can you hear me? Marty Lucas. Hey, welcome to the show.
Yes, Ron. Thanks for having me. Miss you, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, good friend of mine, Marty. We would be enjoying lunches out occasionally where there's normal times, right? Where we would share a lot. So this is basically going to be like a lunch with Marty and me, no food, and everyone gets to listen in, right?
Well, we'll keep it on the up and up.
Hey,
take that temperature.
Yeah, I know. My studio producer just stepped in here, and let me just double check. All right. 99, a little warm, a little bit warm, but nothing that we haven't seen before. Thank you to my producer, Mitchell Smolin. He's also our social media director. He's supposed to be maintaining the Instagram account, which has got absolutely nothing on it. So I know you're a big fan of Instagram, Marty.
Not really, but I see you're doing that virtual open house for St. Michael's tomorrow. So congratulations on doing that.
Yes, I think we've got most of the kinks worked out. As I've said before, and as we launched this show, 6 weeks ago already, 35 episodes ago. I'd rather just do it and improve every time than to not even try at all. So we're going to see. We're going to go from the Co-Video TV studios. We're going to be hosting a remote virtual open house. That's going to be tomorrow at, what day is today? Yeah, tomorrow at 7 o'clock, which is why I'm not going to be making the show.
Very good.
Yeah, we'll see. I was looking for some sort of information on Google, YouTube, somebody who had done it before, and I hadn't really seen anything. So I think we're kind of pioneers in this. I saw some open houses like Welcome to the College or Welcome to the University, but I didn't see any local elementary school open houses going on virtually. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what kind of action we get. Where'd you hear about that?
I got an email on it. And will you be able to see how many people are actually attending it then?
Yep. Well, as this show rolls, we will have a chat going as well. I think we'll have a live chat, so we'll see if anybody wants to contribute anything. Usually like to mention the first person who chimes in. Everybody's a little reticent to. Maybe they're all mad at me for postponing yesterday's show. I don't see anybody in the chat room yet, Marty. Did you tell anybody to watch? Did you send out the link to anyone?
No, but I hear you have a big following in Istanbul. I hear this worldwide. You're like a niche over there. You got a niche market.
I'm not sure. I have it set for full I don't know how the translations turn out. I try to speak clearly. I really don't know. But yes, we are available, and it's amazing. I don't know if you ever had a YouTube show. Not like I'm big time, but the analytics that they have available to you, you can only imagine what somebody who's paying them a lot more than I am, which is zero, is able to get about the viewers, where it's being seen, what it's being translated into, what device people are watching on. But enough about me, Marty. What's been keeping you busy lately?
Well, I'm fortunate because I'm still working. COVID really didn't affect my work, and it actually kind of increased the workload. Where during where it was first starting out, business was heavy, and then we actually are on call on the weekends. Mm-hmm. So the work has increased. but I've worked out of the house for several years, so it's really not that much of a difference for me, actually. So
Right.
I'm just fortunate, though. I'm still working. That's what I'm happy about.
Oh yeah, without giving away too much about where you're at. You're working for a large, we call them software services, software, hardware. What would we want to call it?
No, I'll name. I've watched your shows and the guests kind of go about it, but I work for IBM,
Hmm.
and what I do for IBM is I'm contracted out to AT&T, and I'm in the AT&T Government, Education, and Medical Division. So because of that, obviously with COVID, we're getting, and I order circuits is what I do then
Hmm.
for the businesses, and then obviously what's going on in the world with government and medical, they're increasing bandwidth or they're ordering new circuits.
Right. You mentioned you're happy to be working, right? I mean, as I have been too, able to though. It's had a significant impact on what we do. I mean, I'm in sales, so I'm out in industrial sales. People do not want you coming into their offices. They really don't want you coming around unless it's an emergency. So, there has been activity, which is good. I heard some. We'll see what the numbers are for the first quarter here. Some of the companies reporting their first quarter profits.
Yeah, I don't understand the stock market at all because there's absolutely no good news going on, and it was up 500-600 points today or whatever.
Right.
Ford had earnings terrible, and I think the stock went up. So who knows? Whatever.
They're not even back to production or full production, any production, right? Their manufacturing plants,
Yeah,
assembly plants are closed, aren't they?
yeah. I mean the airlines, everything, the whole industries. But we'll see.
All right. A couple of people checking in the chat room. Two people to mention. Suzanne, my sister-in-law from Nashville, Marty. I think you remember her. And
Yes, I
Cookie, of
do. Hello.
course, Cookie Chaya, Martha
Oh,
checking in.
Cookie. Hello, Cookie.
All right. Oh, she's saying there's our first angry customer. She says, I inquired about the absence of the show. Yeah, yeah. And my producer who brought the thermometer and did not respond promptly. You mentioned the stock market, and you had an interesting story if you want to repeat that one about uh, uh, keeping an eye on when this first broke, what you were looking at and what was of concern to you.
Yeah, you try to make the best of a given situation, and in every dark cloud, I guess there's a silver lining. So when this all started, the stock market was tanking, obviously. And then personally, I was getting worried. I was getting upset saying, the 401k is dwindling and retirement money is dwindling. And then I basically just stopped and, listening to myself and say, how selfish can you be? I mean, there's people dying out here. There's families that are losing people that they can't even be there, in their last moments. And here I'm complaining about, a stock market. So it kind of put things in perspective. So, out of something bad, something good happened. So
Mm-hmm.
I know we were talking, I don't know how deep you want to get into it, but, on a philosophical sense, you try to live your life where strong mind, strong body, strong spirit. And I think when your life is hectic and, a lot of things going on, we especially forget about the spiritual part. But now with what's going on now, you have more time to reflect. And, I think in a way, for me personally, this turned out to be, something good came of this. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, without a doubt. I think that as this has gone on locally, my gosh, we're like, this is our sixth week. The state of Indiana closed the schools and all. So around here in the Chicago area, but we're under the governance of the state of Indiana. It's been about 6 weeks, and it seemed to be a trend where people were a little nervous, panicked, but they didn't let it show. They didn't seem to be under too much stress. But as it's dragged on this long, I think the lack of certainty is starting to eat on people. Initially, it was fear of acquiring an unknown virus, right? People were afraid of what it was all really about. Now I think it's just uncertainty about what will the future look like? What will school look like? Will I be able to go to concerts? When will I be able to fly and all that kind of stuff? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I actually watch several of your shows, and then when your brother, I think it was Harry that was on, that was
Mm-hmm.
showing the stats and everything. And one of the key things I got from his talk was you have to understand the data and what's going on. And this is all new, so they really don't have anything to compare it to, as Harry pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the key though is they have to do testing. They have to have some unified database that they can get a handle of what's going on. But as far as what's going to happen, the southern states, they're more open, and let's see what happens there. I mean, let's see what we can learn from that. If hopefully things are good,
Hmm.
and then the country, based off of that information, can open up accordingly. But if all of a sudden Georgia gets hit, well, we might be back to square one. But overall, I still say the key is testing, and then having that data with a countrywide database, so that we can actually understand. And that's the only way we're really going to learn from it. It's from the data gathering.
Exactly. The testing, but the testing that is not really shown up in the volume, the numbers that we really need to have, I think, right? I mean, test.
Right.
I don't think
Exactly.
they can even keep up with that. We've been hearing that for weeks now.
Right. And then we were talking too about a vaccine, and I wouldn't put all my money in that. That's going to take some time. It's not as easy as they say. So I think it's a matter of the social distancing or what have you. And I wouldn't be surprised with there's going to be masks. People will have to wear masks for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the large gatherings, it probably won't happen. But it's a balancing act with the economy then. Because these businesses can't survive if that happens. So
No,
we'll see. But that's where I think what happens in the South will have a lot to do. How does this affect?
True.
And does the virus, how does it react to warm weather? So
you can't just look at it as saying big businesses, or it's people. The commerce, the economic activity affects everybody. We all need it to run, right? We
Yeah,
all need
and just the fact that I believe humans are social beings. We want to be around people. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly. We'll see. I've been saying that for 6 weeks. Well, who knows? We'll see. All right. So can we go from the wide world view to the Lucas family view? You are raising, as a 15-year-old daughter who is rapidly approaching valid driver's license age, right? How's that been
Yes.
going? How's your test driving been?
Very good. We basically, here, I'll give you the Lucas day. So, well, first of all, Julia has become a vampire. So she's going to bed 4:30 in the morning. She's waking up about 2:30 in the afternoon. But here's the normal day. So I get up 7:30, what have you, eat breakfast, go upstairs to work, log onto the computer, 8 o'clock, 8:30 or whatever. And then, Buddy, the dog, I have to let him out, feed him. But anyway, we're not going to go that kind of detail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but,
please.
But basically then, what I've been doing then for lunchtime, I've been exercising. So I actually go in the basement, I jog on the treadmill, and then I shower, come back to work. And then Sherry's up already. Julia's still sleeping. And work ends around 5:30, 6 o'clock, all depends. Dinner's usually at 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
But based on what time work ends, I've been taking Julia out driving.
Mm-hmm.
So Julia and I have been driving anywhere from half hour to an hour a day through, the Plum Creek where we live.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's doing well. And then I just watch kind of her confidence level, what she wants to do. So she's doing well. So we've driven all the way to Andrean High School. We've been through Dyer, Highland, Munster. So she's gone on Calumet Avenue, Indianapolis Boulevard.
Nobody honking at you? And no honking yet?
No,
right.
The good thing is what's going on. There's not many cars out there.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
So,
yeah, we're finding that too. Hey, so it's good that you're on the treadmill, strengthening your heart, so that when you have those scares on the road, you're okay, right?
Yeah, but she's doing well, and Sherry's doing great. Sherry's cooking great meals. I think we've only gotten carry out maybe five times in this whole activity. And Sherry's the one that goes out to the store. She's washing everything, sanitizing everything. So life's good for me. I got great wife, good kids, so I can't complain.
All right, we're a little over. We're a little over in our time, Marty. I'll give you 30 seconds.
Oh, the other thing we've been playing for things to do, we've been playing the game Phase 10. I don't know if you know about that game.
Nope.
It's kind of a cross between Uno and Gin Rummy. So it's a great game if people are looking for things to do.
All right, Phase 10. I think we played one game, Payday. We had one game of Payday. It disintegrated into a mess, and we've never been able to sit everybody down again for another hour. So board games have now. We've been doing a little bit of puzzles around here, but no games. Phase 10, right?
That's it, Phase 10.
All right, so anybody else you want to say hello to before we say goodbye, Marty?
Yes, again, Sherry and Julia, of course, and
Hmm.
then my mom and brother in Calumet City. Missed them. What's going on? I really can't see them as much as I would like to. And then most of the people on the call are either Smolin or Chaya family, so I want to say hello to them.
Your adopted
And
family, yes.
yes, and I really miss. I'm looking forward to some more family outings there.
Mhm.
And
Well, May
on a serious,
31st, Memorial Day weekend would have been Mitchell's, his birthday and Memorial Day, but obviously that one's not going to happen this year. I don't see that
yeah,
happening.
I mean, on a serious note, I mean, attending those activities as an outsider, you guys take it for granted, but I mean, what your family does, it's very special, and you guys should try to keep those traditions going. I don't know if you know that about me, but I'm the youngest of my entire generation. So many times when I'm at your activities there, I kind of reminisce, and it's you're making memories for the kids, which are good.
We
And
appreciate
also, the Bill Healy in me comes out, Ron.
Bill.
So,
All right, Bill. With
so
that, I got to cut you off. Hey, let me roll off the audio. Thanks for joining us, Marty. We will be in touch. We'll see you in person
all right,
soon, I hope.
Ron. Miss you. Love everybody. Take care.
Love you too, Marty. Bye. All right, guest in, guest out. All right, we're going to go to the logo real quick and bring out our second guest. This will be quick with Zoom. We'll be right back. All right, just like that, we are back. Welcome back to the second half or so of episode 35, Co-Video Live TV. That was supposed to be quick. I hope it was a little quicker, not doing Skype. We keep people in the waiting room and then bring them in as needed. Hopefully we didn't run over and bump into our 40 minutes. But, so without any further ado, let's bring on our second guest for the night. You may not recognize him as I peek into the virtual green room. Let's give a nice Co-Video Live TV welcome to Dr. John Chaya, my cousin-in-law. Johnny, welcome to the show.
Hey, Ron, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Let me just check here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that
All
mic's
right.
pretty solid. That's a
Mic up.
classic. The classic microphones, John, are always going to be there for you. They don't ever tap on a mic like that.
Oh, sorry about that.
Very sensitive. Very sensitive. What's been keeping you busy out there?
Well, you may have noticed already. Let's just get the elephant in the room, taken care of. Let my hair go a little long. It's a little long,
Me too.
And for those of you that may know me, from years back, and you've known me for many years, Ron, the gray hair, the white hair I have, that's not my real color. That's I just do that for a respect in my profession and for AARP discounts. But I haven't had access to my coloring, so I haven't got a chance to get a haircut. So here it is
going
for
back.
the whole world to see.
Wow.
There we go.
Letting your freak flag fly. That is fantastic, John.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the setup that you put there. You're a little bit. You need to move a little to your left though, because in the middle show, stay in the box. There you are. Ooh. Family above your head. I don't know if anyone else can see that. It says family, right? Are you switching microphones?
Yes, it does. What's that?
Are you switching microphones?
Yeah, the other one was a little too much feedback in the other one.
Well, it's very sensitive. Like I said, those old tube microphones or solid state. I don't know what it is. Vacuum tubes.
Okay, so I know we only have so many minutes, so let's make this more normal. Okay, so let's go back to silvery hair Johnny.
There he is.
There we go.
Here's Johnny.
Feel much more comfortable now, don't you?
John, in your spare time when you're not at home clowning around or drinking bourbon, you are an eye doctor, and these specs here, these eyes are taken care of by John, Dr. John. They're in capable hands. Is it safe to say my eyes are in your hands?
Not currently, but yes, we do our best to take care of you.
All right. How's the whole COVID? We talked a bit about that. How's it been going for you, for the business?
The business right now is the doors are closed, although we're still attending to all the messages, and we have the website that has outreach programs. People can order contact lenses through our through our business, at or less than 1-800 contact lenses. There's direct ship, free of charge. I've been dispensing glasses for people that have had them at the office. I've been even making deliveries where I would go to their house and drop them off on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been still activity, but I'm hoping to step into the normal role in another week or so, but we will just see how it comes day by day.
Mm-hmm. You say normal, but there are some steps that you'll be taking. You already mentioned some investments you're making in the business.
Oh, absolutely. There's going to be plenty. I've been wanting to invest in some technologies for a while now, and one of them is an automated or digital phoropter, that is, which allows me to do the refraction from a number of feet away instead of right at the people's face.
Mm-hmm.
But there's lots of other things that are going to be incorporating for safety in the beginning, and we're going to be spacing patients. We're doing a lot of the things that you probably heard other people doing, where we're going to only be allowing the patients in and or a guardian that is with them if need be, and then stage the exams a little bit further apart. So we're going to be doing a lot of things. We have masks that the staff's going to be wearing. As I'm checking patients coming in, it's going to be determined. We're not quite sure how we're going to roll with it as people walk in, check people's temperatures. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole business thing, we talked about this. I don't necessarily want to do any plug for the business. I'm always looking to be an innovator with what I do, and I'm going to continue to do that. And if you come to see me at the office, you're going to be seeing some really, really cool changes.
Which is iDesigns on Broadway in Maryville. 769-2020. 769-2020.
Yes, you got it, man. But let's talk about fun stuff, man. So I know there's been other guests coming on. They're talking about business. They're talking about COVID. They're talking about fears, whatever it might be. But let's talk about what's come of this. I think is absolutely positive.
Okay.
Family.
Yeah. True.
Right.
We've all gotten a lot of time to spend to evaluate the relationships that we have with our families. Yes, definitely. How have you been taking advantage of this?
Well, other than getting all the projects done, which has been fantastic, drywalling the garage, painting inside the house. I actually bought a lawnmower. I haven't mowed a lawn in, I think, over a decade, but it's time to start. So I got a lawnmower.
Right.
I played probably 100 or so games, couple hundred games of horse with my son Luke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've had movie nights. We've had many card nights. Rummy 500, 5 crowns. We've been playing like crazy. The family dinners. I don't think we've had this many family dinners in all of 2019 since we've been in this kind of like self-quarantine.
True.
It's been pretty cool.
True. I cooked tonight. What was for dinner tonight at the house?
Oh, this was kind of an off night. Just foraged for whatever might be left over or what you're in the mood for.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing special tonight. You threw me that text earlier and said, hey, you know what? My guest couldn't make it. You were my 25th choice, John, but I think it's time for you to come on and talk.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, thanks, Ron.
Sign me up.
Appreciate it.
Sign me up. We appreciate you coming on to do that. Hey, you mentioned a place where I used to mountain bike out. You said you've been getting out into the woods. Why you went to the woods, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So for those that are unaware of this area, there is it's kind of like in the Indiana-Illinois border in St. John. I call it the Plum Creek Woods. And I think you told me that it's actually like a reserve or
Forest Preserve in Illinois, Cook County, County Forest Preserve.
On the side of the river, like in Indiana side, I might not be, but there's trails.
Mm-hmm. No, there are.
So I've ran back those trails for years. The trail running is one of my favorite things to do versus street running.
Mm-hmm.
And these can be a little bit more treacherous. You got to keep your eyes down, checking for roots. You can fall very quickly if you don't have the right footing. As a matter of fact, I went out with my daughter Taylor. She had to do a project where she had to collect rocks and paint them for art or whatever it might be. And so we were out there cruising the trails. It was really, really cool. Beautiful day when we went there. Discovered a really cool new species of crayfish, man. It had like this iridescent like pinchers, and it's pretty cool. Maybe we'll post some of these pictures. You can check it out on Facebook or something.
I know. If I had a producer, if this was my full-time job, I would have solicited those photographs earlier and had them queued up, and I'd have tapped the button and we'd have watched them. But maybe as this goes on and on, we'll be able to do that. Going to a 3-day schedule, maybe I'll find some time, rig that up in advance. Hey, I just remembered something. Last fall or winter, it was kind of off season, possibly. I forget when. You acquired yourself a mountain bike, and we were supposed to be getting out. It's been wet now. It's been raining all day today, though.
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, that reminds me of a fun little story about a friend of mine that said, "Hey, John, this running that you're doing, you're going to be 50 here. And by the way, May 14th,
Yes, sir.
right, man?
Bingo.
Virtual bump. We're birthday brothers, aren't we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. May 14th.
May 14th. Except I'm going to be 50.
It's not all it's cracked up to be. And your
So
friend
anyway,
was telling you, yeah.
He said, do yourself a favor. Don't run as much. Get yourself a full suspension mountain bike. It's going to be much easier on your body, less wear and tear. You can keep getting out there and enjoying getting in the woods like you like to do.
Mhm.
It's like, absolutely. So did some research. I think I asked you some questions too to kind of figure out what might be a good way to go. So I acquired the mountain bike,
Mhm.
and you took me out. It was really cool. And real scary. And the fact that I jumped right in with you seasoned mountain bikers, it was, yeah, everybody knows how to ride a bike. And I had a dirt bike, BMX bike when I was a kid, but this is a whole different ballgame.
It
A
is.
whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few times in that first run out with you and the guys that my heart jumped out of my mouth almost. And I almost lost it. I think you stopped once when you thought I bit the dust. But so I want to make it easier on my body. So what happens? I go out and do a run by myself in the Plum Creek woods, crash, wipe out. Next day, I'm talking to Christy, my wife, and I'm saying, man, my shoulder's bothering me. What's going on? I don't know why my shoulder's bothering. And then I'm like, oh, crashed yesterday. So you crashed? Yeah, I crashed. So then fast forward, I think a month or so, I was out again. I went out with you once or twice, and then I was back in where would we go to the
In Portage, the Imagination Glen
Imagination Glen.
Park,
Yeah,
Portage. Yep. Mhm.
So I tried to follow those routes that you took me. I was trying to get that memory on where I need to go, but I was just kind of casing my way up a hill. It's like approaching it and saying, okay, roots are your nemesis in that damn place because they trip you up and take all your momentum away as you're climbing. You know that.
Yep.
And you're like the ultimate mountain goat climber on that bike. So I'm just cruising on, looking up, and all of a sudden, next thing I know is I'm Superman over the handlebars. I'm just flying. It's like, how did this happen? And I went back and I traced it, and there was a little nub of a root, like that blended in with the dirt, that just stuck into my tire, and just instantly stopped the bike. And so, needless to say, I had a knee injury from that. And so, this whole idea of taking up mountain biking, to save your body.
Right. Thanks a lot, friend. You still talk to that
whole
guy?
idea is he's not my friend anymore.
I'm sure. I usually mention people that are commenting in the chat. I know there's a friend who mountain bikes, Bud. No air, Bud. Bud. Hello to Bud. I know he's not commenting in the chat because he said he watches on a smart TV and has no way to. He doesn't know what he's doing. So, at any rate, hello, Bud. Good to see you. I knew you'd appreciate some of that mountain bike talk. Hey, anything? Yeah, there we go. This is Zoom saying you've been on for 40 minutes. Sorry, it just jumped right across your face there, John. Yeah, we got about, not too long to go. Anybody you want to say hello to before we wrap things up here?
Oh, I wasn't prepared. I don't have a list. My family, if they're watching,
Well,
who
if you
knows?
watch the show, at the end, I usually say that. You got to at least name the wife, the kids, the pets, anybody. Some people seem shocked when I ask them.
Well, we'll stick with the family, the wife and the kids.
Yes.
Taylor, Luke, Brooke, and me wifey, Christy, and my F1B mini golden doodle Teddy, which is also known, AKA as the Beast.
Teddy, I haven't seen him. Yeah, we amongst other events where we get together, you would have been. I mentioned it with the first guest, Marty Lucas. You would have been here for Memorial Day, which is right around Mitchell's birthday. We take advantage of having a party then. That's off. We're not going to be doing that. And then your mom and my mom both sing in the Notables, the famous, regionally famous, nationally famous singing group, right?
Absolutely.
And we tailgate. We should be tailgating. Yeah.
When you go to a choir that's made up, the average age is in like the mid 70s, right? Something like that.
That would be fair.
And in their song choices, and I mean, I enjoy them, but just to make it just a little bit more fun, I threw out that idea about tailgating. And so when you're tailgating in a Baptist church, before the event, that can be a little dicey, but we made the best of it.
We have, but we are not going to be doing that because they're not having their concert, which is they do 2 a year. There's one that was in early June. That's not happening this year, right?
So the summer one's canceled, huh?
Yeah, that's not on. They haven't even been practicing.
We can still tailgate though, can't we?
And some people might not even notice. Just kidding, Mom. Just kidding.
Hey, speaking of practicing, I mess around with the guitar, and I've re-engaged with the piano. I've been playing a little bit more of that, and I shot for the stars, and I started learning Bohemian Rhapsody on piano.
We will have to check back in with you when you are at the piano, and we will have you on for a song. Is that a deal?
We will see. Depends on how practiced I get.
Oh, come on. You can put one of the
So
kids
the piano's a little tricky. Now, the 4-part harmony, when they're all singing in that kind of operatic tone, I can do all those parts. In fact, all at once. That's easy. And the high notes, all day long. That piano, though, is tricky. Of course, I'm joking.
Both hands. I can use 2 at the same time. All right, John, before Zoom cuts us off and before our audience members start disappearing, we're going to put an end to this one here. You've said hello to those you want, as your dear and loved ones. You've said hello to them. Is there any other advice you have for people to make it through this open-ended COVID lockdown? What would it be? Your number one piece of advice?
Be adaptable to change.
Okay. Be comfortable in your own skin. All right, John, I'm going to roll your audio off and throw you off of the show. Let me clear up something that popped up on the screen here. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully we can check back in with you again. Hopefully we'll see you in person soon, huh?
Thanks for having me on, Ron.
You're
catch
welcome.
you later.
Bye now. All right, and there goes Dr. John. All right, so that was a little over. Hopefully we can go a little longer than a half hour if people don't mind. We're going to be slipping back to a 3-day-a-week program. Makes it a lot easier for me to get done the work that is going on around here. I have still been working. Makes it easier around here to get more things done around the house, not have to hurry home, wolf down some food, hurry down to the studio. So opens up a little more free time for me. Hopefully nobody is going to be too offended by that. I think we've been doing a good job of providing some regular entertainment here throughout this. And I think a 3-day-a-week schedule is going to work. We got people lined up for next week already. No, don't fear. We will be back for episode number 36 this Friday and coming back at it again next week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But this will be the last episode in April coming up on Friday. So, all right, with that, I'm going to roll up some music here. Let's see. All right, there we go. Thanks for joining us tonight. See you back on Friday for episode 36, CoVideo Live TV. Thanks for joining us. Be safe.